this is my position. My position is that we need honest critics. No one can look at themselves accurately by themselves. You need other people to help you see yourself. And I am not above critique. I'm not. I think critique is fair. And so to that end, I extend a invitation to both of them. They're welcome to come here. As a matter of fact, if they're listening right now, they can take the link and we can come on up and we can talk about it. Because I'm going to address both of their concerns today. So let's start, because here in this dojo, we always take the gentleman first. Let's start with Clarence Jr. He did a video yesterday, where in which he was giving his critique about me and BGS Itmore, Black Gnostic Speaks. We recently did an impromptu, it wasn't planned, but it was an impromptu interview that we did with the Breakdown a Woman's Perspective crew, Concrete Rose and Sister George. And the question on the table, the main question was whether black women would come back to the table. Both yours truly and BGS has been accused of making that argument that we want to have an actual conversation with black women. We stand guilty as charged. As not only will I say, do we stand guilty as charged, let me take it a step further. We've achieved our objective. We have achieved the objective of sparking an actual conversation between black men and black women now. As is often the case with yours truly, I cannot speak for Black Gnostic. I'll speak for myself. As is the case with yours truly, I tend to achieve what it is that I set out to do. As a general rule, that's true. And this is another example of that. I set out to foster an actual conversation between black men and black women, and look at what's happened. Far beyond my borders, so to speak. So that was the whole premise of the impromptu interview BGS Itmore and I did with Sister George and Concrete Rose last Sunday.
Hey, my Itmore brothers, I'm back again, and here we are again with the quote-unquote table talk. As you heard in the clip from one of the founders of the Black Manosphere, okay, I was merely a sidekick, that indeed bringing women back to the table was part of the founding, part of the tenets of the Black Manosphere 2.0. We retrofitted 1.0 back to the what I call the pre-manosphere. So whatever they say, whatever they're on, whatever they talk about, they don't count, because there was no Black Manosphere when we got here. The Black Manosphere as it is made up, it is constituted, is 2.0. Let's get that straight. All the other crap about 1.0, we did the tenets they came from, all the kind of stuff what they stood for. They have not provided any evidence, any substance. Nobody that's from 1.0, the so-called founders, whoever they were, has come out and said exactly what it was about. The only person that could be part of it is Solon Black. Okay, part of it. I don't even know if he's a founder. I know that he's one of them. But 2.0, from the very beginning, bringing women back to the table to have a discussion about male-female relationships was and is part of the mission. Always was. Obsidian said it. And as he said, as I said, that mission that we set out, as we set it out, was accomplished. I don't care what people say. I don't care what questions they bring up. I don't say what table, blah, blah, blah. It doesn't matter. You are not the person or the people that actually established and set up the parameters of the mission. You weren't. You weren't there. So everybody else can go take a flying leap off of whatever bridge they decide to take it off of. Hopefully it's a very low one so they survive the fall. So y'all can miss me with all the other crap about the table and it ain't no table, ain't coming back and all that kind of stuff because you didn't set up the parameters of the mission. And as I said, and as he said, and as other people have said that have set this out, that mission is already come and gone. It's already accomplished. You saw it night after night with Kevin. You saw it night after night with all the purple pill content creators. You see it, still see it night after night with all the so-called dating videos that you see all the time. Kendra G, amongst others, right? You still see it. Okay, you have sparked a conversation. You have sparked not only conversation in the black manosphere, in the black community, but also the white community, in the white manosphere. You look at, in the white manosphere, you look at Donovan Sharp, you look at Fresh and Fit, you look at whether you like her or not, just pearly things. You see it all over the place. You didn't see that before. It was not there. That didn't happen on this scale. You see this stuff going on inside the academia. They're questioning these things. We have sparked the conversation. We have set up our quote unquote metaphorical table the way that we set it up, the way that we defined it back in 2015. The way that we defined it back in 2015. The rest of that stuff doesn't matter. What you think about it doesn't matter. Because I always get this, well, you think they're going to come back to the table? They were already back. Economic stress already brought them back. COVID already drove them back. They were already coming back before that because of economic stress. Automation started bringing these women back already. AI, the advancement of AI will start bringing these women back because it's going to start hitting the service sector. The service sector, as we know it, is going to get hit by AI and automation, right? We call it, for certain people, and I'm not going to say who they are, Gabe, intelligent automation is the process with AI, okay? And what they call software bots, even though you eggheads try to slice the difference, they're the same thing. They're trying to separate AI because they're not trying not to scare people. Same shit. When you take human beings out of the process, it's automation, boss. Press a button, the machines take care of it. That's going to happen. The de-dollarization and basically the inflation because of lack of living spaces, because we did not build enough houses and apartments and stuff like that. Did not build enough. Okay, guess what? You had increase. You had importing people. You have an increase in population, and you're not building anything for them. You're not building affordable housing. What do you think is going to happen? Now people can't live separately anymore. They're going to have to live together. They're going to have to team up. You're going to have to make families, like it or not. Like it or not. It happens every place else in the world. I don't see why we think that the black community is this isolated nugget that works outside of everybody else. When they've done this before. Black people have done this before. They will do it again. Black women, they say black women are the most hard-headed women in the world. Yeah, to a point. I think we're way past that point. Well, just as Obsidian laid it out, and he's been very consistent, I can say this, he can disagree with me if he wants. For the past 8-9 years, he's been very consistent about sparking a discussion between black men and women. That is how he defines the table. Everybody thinks it's supposed to be a bargaining table where, just like unions, where you sit down with contracts and we're going back and forth, what you get, what I get. No, that is not what it was described. Even unions don't work that way. It starts out with a discussion first. If anybody's ever done union work, when we have problems, they first try to talk it out and try to get it before you go on strike or before you start any kind of labor negotiations. You try to get that stuff done on a lower level. And then as you go up, if you can't get it worked out, it goes higher and higher and higher. But the table metaphorically always starts at a lower level and always starts small. Nobody ever said there was going to be a rush to the door and all these chicks were going to, as people envision, would come down and basically get on their knees, submitting and giving blowjobs. Nobody ever said that. So I just wanted to do this is because Obsidian actually spoke upon it. And it spoke upon the impromptu interview we did with Concrete Rose and Sister George on the Breakdown, which was, like I said, totally impromptu. I came up there for a different reason. And the table always comes up. Same shit. I don't believe there is one. You know what? At this stage, I don't care whether you believe it or not. Nobody cares whether you believe it or not. Nobody cares how you define it because you weren't there. You didn't set out the mission. You weren't there building the space. You weren't there. What you think the table is supposed to be, then if you think it's supposed to be something else or not be, either don't participate or go build your own. Go build your own. And I hear this from women. Evidently, you guys are happy with the status quo, but the thing is, goddamn it, you're here in our space. Why are you here? If you believe black men and women do not need to get together, or do not need to have a discussion, why are you here in our space? Go back on the other side of the barricade like you were 5 years ago. Go back. Go back. That's all I'm saying. If you don't believe that it's worthwhile, you don't believe that it's viable, don't be here. That's what I can understand. Why are people here telling people that are doing stuff that have already done it what they can't do, what can't be done, even though it has been done? Well, I don't believe it because I don't see the metrics. You didn't pay for this, donated no money, didn't help build the space, participated in none of this, and now you demand some kind of metrics. I can have one thing to say: go kick rocks. Go kick them. Go out to the corner, find some big ass stones and go kick them. Go kick rocks. Anyhow, with that, I'm gonna jump off here. This is BGS out, and I'll see you guys on the next one. Peace.